Before the city wakes, the streets still wear the night. Coffee cups are waiting for the first warm morning light. The traffic hasn't started, the shop signs softly glow. Every quiet corner has a gentle pace of its own. A newspaper meets the doorway, a bicycle rolls by. The clouds drift without asking where the morning wants to fly. Nothing has to hurry, nothing has to change. The world is taking one slow breath again. Before the city wakes, everything feels new. Every empty sidewalk carries drops of morning dew. The sky is turning golden, one gentle shade at a time. Maybe this is happiness, arriving with the light. The baker opens early, the smell of bread appears. A little cafe turns its sign, and music fills the air. Someone waves across the street, someone smiles hello. No one owns the morning, but everyone belongs. The sparrows find the rooftops, the trees begin to sway, and the quiet river seems to greet the day. Some songs don't need a destination, they simply walk beside you, like sunshine on familiar roads, or footsteps heading home. Before the city wakes, hope is everywhere, floating through the windows, drifting in the air. Coffee, bread, and sunlight, simple things we know. Maybe all we really need is one more morning, slow enough to notice. Before the city wakes, I hope I'm already smiling. One quiet street, one cup of coffee, one brand new day, beginning softly. There's an old bench by platform 2, painted green a long time ago. Every morning someone finds it before the first train rolls. A teacher with a travel mug, a student with sleepy eyes, a man who always feeds the birds before the sunrise. No one stays for very long, the trains are always on their way, but every day the old bench welcomes them the same. Morning comes, morning goes, still the quiet station knows them all. The old bench at platform 2 has heard 1,000 stories without a single word. Coffee cups and fallen leaves, good mornings on the morning breeze. Some places never ask us to stay forever, only long enough to remember. One autumn morning, a little girl left behind a paper crane. The station master found it and placed it on the bench, waiting for tomorrow to bring her back again. She can run it after school, smiling through the afternoon, holding that little paper bird like she'd found the moon. The old bench stayed exactly where it was, watching another memory find its way back train carries someone. Every goodbye makes room for another hello. Maybe that's why some quiet places always feel alive. The old bench at platform 2 still waits beneath the morning blue. The seasons change, the people do, but kindness always passes through. If you ever miss the world, slow down for just a while. You might find a little peace waiting on an old green bench. The whistle fades, the birds begin. Another day arrives again. Every morning on Willow Street, the sunlight found a cafe first. It painted little squares of gold across the old wooden floor. The coffee slowly filled the room with a warmth that felt like home. Outside, the bicycles rolled by without a place to hurry to. A sparrow landed on the windowsill, as if it came to say hello. You looked up from your favorite book and smiled before you knew. Nothing special, nothing new, just another gentle morning waiting to be lived. Morning light on Willow Street, slowly waking everything. Coffee warming both our hands, while the world begins to sing. Every little quiet moment feels a little more complete. Maybe happiness is simply morning light on Willow Street. The baker waved across the road, carrying fresh bread through the air. Someone opened up a flower shop, placing daisies by the door. The traffic sounded far away, like waves beyond the trees. Time moved with an easy rhythm, keeping perfect company. We stayed a little longer than we really had to stay, because some mornings are too beautiful to walk away. Maybe life isn't asking for a faster pace. Maybe joy is waiting quietly in familiar places. Every sunrise writes another page in stories we almost miss. Morning light on Willow Street still comes back to me, in the smell of fresh coffee or the shade beneath the trees. Every little smile, every little breeze, every ordinary moment becomes a memory. Morning light on Willow Street, take your time today. Some of the sweetest songs are the ones that never rush away. The cafe door, the morning breeze, another quiet day, beginning slowly. Every morning just past 7, the window windows open down the street. Curtains danced in gentle circles with the early summer breeze. Someone watered little flowers, someone hummed a quiet tune, someone placed a cup of coffee where the golden sunlight moved. I never knew their names or where their stories led, but somehow every morning felt familiar instead. Little moments shared from far away, quiet routines that softly shape the day. When the windows open, morning finds its way. Light falls on the wooden floor and gently starts the day. Coffee, flowers, singing birds, everything in place. Home is made of little things we see every day. The newspaper by the doorway, a bicycle against the wall. The baker waved to passing strangers like he knew them all. A little dog stretched in the sunshine before following its friend. Even time seemed unhurried, like it never had to run. The clouds drifted slowly above the sleepy town. The whole world seemed to whisper, take your time right now. Maybe peace isn't somewhere waiting far away. Maybe it lives in ordinary mornings we almost overlook. One quiet street, one open window, one more beautiful day. Hope comes floating in on the smell of fresh bread and the morning wind. Every smile, every wave, every golden ray built a life more beautiful than words could ever say. When the windows open, I remember this: the best days never hurry, they simply begin. The breeze comes in, the kettle sings, another gentle morning starts again. Quiet Monday morning, you brought a little plant wrapped inside a paper bag and placed it by the window. No one said it had to grow, we simply gave it water and watched the sunlight come. Every week a tiny leaf reached a little higher than the one before. Without a sound, without a hurry, it slowly found the morning light. Maybe good things never rush, they only need a little time. The little plant by the window grew with every morning sun. Coffee in our favorite cups, another quiet day begun. Leaf by leaf and day by day, the seasons gently pass. Some of the sweetest things in life grow slowly and always last. The spring became a summer, the summer turned to fall. Still the little leaves reached toward the sky. Some mornings we would notice another tiny change. Other days we'd simply smile and let it be. The breeze would move the curtain softly, the room would fill with golden light. Everything felt just a little brighter without us knowing why. Maybe happiness is something living, something growing, little by little, not all at once, not overnight, just one quiet morning at a time. The little plant by the window still reaches for the sky, just like every hopeful heart, learning how to try. Morning after morning, sunlight on the leaves. Sometimes all we really need is time enough to breathe. The little plant by the window still reminds me every day, the best things in this life don't bloom. They quietly find their way. The kettle sings, the curtains sway. Another morning begins this way. There's an old street light at the corner near the park. It wakes before the sunrise and rests after the dark. It watches every morning as the town begins to breathe. Coffee cups and bicycles rolling down the street. A little girl skips past it with a ribbon in her hair. An old man tips his hat to everyone who's there. Every day looks different, still somehow feels the same. Under the streetlight, morning starts to bloom. Golden rays replace the silver moon. One more sunrise, one more chance to fall in with ordinary days. The flower shop unlocks its door, buckets filled with white daisies. A sleepy cat stretches slowly beneath the maple trees. The baker wipes the window as the first warm bread arrives. The smell of butter drifts into the waking sky. Someone hums a melody too quiet to be known, but somehow it follows everyone back home. Maybe every morning begins the very same, yet every little smile makes it new again. Time isn't rushing, it's simply walking beside us. Under the streetlight, the day unfolds. One gentle story never loudly told. Coffee in our hands, sunlight on our face. Maybe this is all we ever have to chase. Under the streetlight, the world feels bright, not because it changed, but because we finally noticed. The light goes out, the sun shines through. Another beautiful day waiting for you. Waiting for you. sky was only waking when I turned the corner slow. Snow had covered every rooftop in a quiet silver glow. The little cafe waited with its lights already on. Warm reflections filled the windows, calling sleepy dreamers home. I brushed the snow from off the bench and opened up the door. The smell of fresh coffee met me like an old friend once more. Outside, the world was white. Inside, the morning softly bloomed. Before the first customer, before the morning rush, the room was full of quiet, the kind you learn to trust. Coffee in the air, snow outside the glass. Some of life's best moments never seem to pass. The kettle sang so gently, the cups were standing by. Steam was drawing little clouds against the winter light. A robin found the windowsill and stayed a little while, as if it came to welcome another peaceful sunrise. The street was still and silent, no footsteps on the snow, only little flakes falling soft and slow. Some mornings don't ask us to do anything, only to notice the warmth inside, the cold outside, and how beautiful both can be. Before the first customer, the whole world felt brand new. Every quiet heartbeat, every drop of morning dew. Snowflakes drifted slowly like pages through the air. Some days begin with silence, and somehow everything is there. Before the first customer, I learned once again, the happiest hours are often the ones that quietly begin. The bell above the door rang once, and morning stepped inside. The rain had left an hour ago. The streets were clean and bright. Tiny puddles held the clouds like pieces of the sky. I wandered through the little park with coffee in my hand, then saw a paper boat resting near an empty bench. No name upon the folded page, no footprints close behind, just a little boat waiting with the morning light. Who set you free? Where did you go? Some stories don't need to be known. A paper boat after the rain, floating softly down the lane, carrying dreams no one could see, yet somehow it sailed with me. Maybe hope looks just like this, small enough to almost miss. A gentle breeze began to blow. The little boat moved on, turning slowly with the water like it knew where it belonged. Children laughed across the bridge, a robin crossed the sky. The whole world seemed to breathe again as clouds drifted by. I watched until it disappeared beyond the willow tree. Some goodbyes don't make you sad, they simply said you Sometimes the smallest wonder is already at our feet. A quiet morning, a paper boat, a memory we'll never meet again. A paper boat after the rain still floats across my mind today. Whenever puddles catch the light, I stop a little just to smile. Some journeys never need a map to find. They only need a little rain and a little time. A puddle striped the sky turned blue, but that little paper boat sailed on long after it was gone. Every Saturday morning at 8:10, the station wore the same old smile as another weekend came. The coffee cart was opening, steam curled through the air. The newspaper man was humming like he'd always been there. The platform slowly filled with quiet, sleepy faces, but somehow every week the morning felt brand new. The train was never early, never running late. It always found us right on time. Saturday 8:10, the world moved nice and slow. Coffee in our hands, watching people come and go. Golden light across the tracks, simple moments, never ask for anything more than this. The florist crossed the station with daisies wrapped in white. A little boy counted pigeons until they took to flight. Someone played a tiny melody on an old guitar nearby. It drifted through the platform like clouds across the sky. The train arrived so softly, almost like a sigh. Still we stayed another minute before stepping inside. Maybe home isn't always a place we know. Maybe it's a familiar morning, a favorite song, and someone smiling without a reason. Saturday 8:10 still lives inside my mind. Every whistle, every footstep left a little light behind. Some mornings stay forever without trying to. They simply become a part of you. Saturday 8:10, I'll be there again. Not because I have to, because I want to. The doors closed, the train rolled on. The morning stayed behind. I wasn't looking for a destination, just following the riverside. The breeze was carrying conversations, and bicycles rolled quietly by. A little sign beneath the maple trees read weekend records here. Wooden crates and faded album covers, waiting for another pair of ears. Someone smiled behind the table and gently brushed the dust away. Every record seemed to carry a little piece of yesterday. The river kept on moving, the music did the same. Some things keep flowing without ever changing. Down at the the Riverside Record Market. Saturday moves slow, coffee in a paper cup and nowhere else to go. Every melody, every worn out sleeve held a little story waiting to be seen. Maybe all we need is one quiet afternoon and an old familiar song. A saxophone played softly from a speaker near the bridge, not loud enough to fill the sky, just enough to fit the wind. You found an album you've been searching for since you were 17. You smiled away, only old memories can make somebody smile. We sat beside the water without saying very much. Sometimes silence knows exactly what words are made of. Time doesn't always move with clocks. Sometimes it turns at 33 revolutions. One song, one afternoon, one quiet place you never meant to find. Down at the Riverside Record Market, the sunlight turned to gold. The river kept reflecting everything it couldn't hold. Some afternoons don't ask to be remembered, they simply stay like music you never stop humming. Down at the Riverside Record Market, I'll find my way again. Not for another record, just for that feeling. The river rolled on, the music faded slow, and somehow so did the day. Every Friday morning, before the town gets loud, I take my old camera and walk without a plan. The streets are still half dreaming, the cafe lights are warm. A bicycle leans against the wall like it did the week before. The flower shop is opening, the owner sweeps the floor. I lift the lens, not chasing perfect pictures, only quiet moments, some memories. Never call your name, they simply wait until you pass again. Friday morning camera, one more frame to keep. Sunlight on the pavement, coffee turning to steam. Nothing has to happen, nothing has to shine. Sometimes all I want is one ordinary moment, frozen in its time. A little girl waves to the baker, a train hums far away. The wind turns one forgotten page outside the little library. An old blue chair sits in the sunlight, waiting for no one at all. I press the shutter gently before the feeling disappears. Every photograph reminds me the world is always changing, even when it feels exactly the same. We spend our lives looking for memories, not knowing we're standing inside one. Every quiet street, every gentle smile will someday become yesterday. Friday morning camera still hanging by my side, not to catch perfection, only passing light. Every little shadow, every open door makes me fall in love with simple mornings once again. Friday morning let's take the longer way. The best photographs are usually found when no one's looking for them. One last picture, one slow smile. The morning keeps the rest. I missed my usual bus this morning, so I decided not to wait for the next one. The weather was too nice to hurry, and the streets were quieter than I remembered. A bakery had just opened, and someone was carrying a paper bag that filled the whole corner with the smell of warm bread. I bought a coffee, not because I needed one, but because it felt like the right kind of morning. The river walked beside me without asking where I was going. Leaves drifted across the path, and a bicycle bell echoed somewhere behind the trees. An old bookstore was unlocking its door. The owner placed a little wooden sign outside, looked up at the sky and smiled to himself. For a moment, it felt like the whole town was waking up together. Nothing extraordinary happened, no surprises, just the kind of morning you wish would last a little longer. Maybe the long way home was never really longer. Maybe it was the road I was always too busy to notice. The sunlight reached the sidewalks before it reached the rooftops. The coffee grew a little cooler, the day grew a little kinder, and somehow I didn't mind arriving late. When I finally reached my street, the flowers outside the cafe were moving gently in the breeze. Someone laughed from an open window, a dog stretched in the sunshine. A train passed in the distance, soft enough to sound like part of the morning. I stood there for another minute, doing absolutely nothing. It felt important. There are days that ask us to run, and then there are mornings that quietly remind us the world has never been in that much of a hurry. Perhaps we only forget that from time to time. If tomorrow comes just like today, I think I'll choose the longer way again. Not because it's shorter, not because it's easier, only because some of the best parts of life are waiting on roads we almost didn't take. The coffee was gone, the morning wasn't, and somehow that was enough. I got off at the last stop today, not because I had somewhere to be, but because I'd never stayed long enough to see what was waiting after everyone else had gone. The bus pulled away quietly, leaving only the sound of leaves moving across the pavement. There was a small convenience store, a blue vending machine, and an old bench that I probably watched thousands of afternoons come and go. A man watered the flowers outside his little shop. Someone was fixing an old bicycle with the radio playing softly through an open window. The air smelled like fresh coffee from a cafe I had never noticed before. I wondered how many beautiful places I'd passed simply because I was always looking ahead. The world didn't become quieter, I just slowed down enough to hear it. Maybe every road has a story waiting near the end, not hidden, just patiently waiting for someone who isn't in a hurry. This morning didn't ask me to remember it, but somehow I know I will. The next bus arrived almost empty. The driver smiled like he had seen me there before. I stayed where I was for one more little while, watching the shadows grow a little longer across the sidewalk. For once, it felt perfectly fine to have nowhere I needed to be. We spend so much of life trying to arrive. Maybe the places that change us most are the ones where we almost didn't get off. If I ever take this route again, I think I'll stay until the last stop. Not because there's something special there, but because ordinary places have a quiet way of becoming unforgettable. The bus disappeared around the corner. The morning stayed exactly where it was. And for the first time that week, so did I. So did I. There's a little table by the lake where the morning always arrives first. Before the first cup is poured, before the doors are fully open, the water is already awake, borrowing the colors from the quiet sky. I like sitting there long before I need to, listening to the sound of chairs being moved and birds deciding where the day should begin. The waitress smiles without asking my order. She already knows. A warm cup, a flaky croissant, and the window left open just enough to let the breeze wander inside. Some mornings don't need conversation. The silence already says enough. The lake keeps every reflection for only a moment. Maybe that's why I keep looking. If this morning could stay a little longer, I don't think I'd ask for anything else. The coffee will grow cold, the sunlight will move across the table. The day will slowly become ordinary again, but for now, everything feels exactly where it belongs. A fisherman waves from the far side of the shore. Someone opens a book, then forgets to read while watching the ripples carry little pieces of light. The breeze turns one page, then another. No one seems to mind. Even time has found a quieter place to sit. Perhaps peace isn't something we have to search for. Perhaps it has been waiting at the same little table every morning, hoping we would finally slow down enough to notice. Tomorrow, this table will still be here. The lake will still borrow the sky. The coffee will still send little clouds into the morning air. And maybe I'll remember that happiness never asked to be extraordinary, only noticed. The cup was empty, the morning wasn't, so I stayed just a little longer. Steam drifted from my coffee and disappeared into the cool afternoon. Outside the window, the river carried small reflections that broke apart each time the wind arrived. A bicycle leaned against the railing, its front wheel turning just enough to remember the breeze. I opened the same book for the third time, but somehow kept reading the water instead. Across the bridge, someone closed a flower stand. Buckets that had been full of color were almost empty now. A little girl counted the ducks one last time before following her father home. The whole afternoon felt as though it had quietly decided to slow itself down. Nothing asked to be remembered, it simply became worth remembering. I stayed until the lights came on, until the windows began glowing one by one. The river turned darker, the sky grew softer, and the day let go of itself without making a sound. The cafe grew quieter, only the soft turning of another page. The clink of a spoon and distant footsteps were left between the music. I looked outside again. The same street, the same bridge, yet somehow everything felt different than it had an hour before. Maybe peace arrives so quietly that we only notice it when the daylight begins to leave. Tomorrow someone else will choose this table, someone else will watch the river. The lights will come on again, the evening will unfold just as gently, and maybe without knowing why, they'll stay a little longer too. The coffee had gone cold, the music hadn't, neither had the moment. The curtains lifted before I had the chance to open my eyes. A cool breeze wandered in, bringing the faint sound of a train somewhere beyond the hills. The coffee hadn't finished brewing, yet the whole room already smelled like a new beginning. Without thinking, I opened the window wider and let the morning decide the rest. Branches moved gently above the narrow street. A delivery truck rolled past the bakery, leaving behind the warm scent of fresh bread. Across the way, someone arranged little white flowers outside a tiny shop carefully, as though the day deserved a beautiful welcome. Nothing asked for attention, everything quietly belonged. Days like these never knock, they simply arrive through an open window, carried by cool air, soft light, and familiar sounds that somehow feel brand new. Before we notice, they become the mornings we remember most. A page turned without my hand touching it. The breeze seemed determined to finish the chapter before I did. I smiled, closed the book, and watched the sunlight slowly travel across the wooden floor. Some stories don't live inside pages, some are already happening right outside the glass. We spend so much time waiting for remarkable days, yet the quiet ones keep leaving the deepest footprints. If tomorrow opens this gently, I'll leave the window just the way it is. Let the breeze choose the first song, let the sunlight find its own place, and let another ordinary morning become something I'll carry long after it's gone. The train faded, the coffee was ready, the day had already begun. Sunlight settled across the corner table, touching the edge of an unfinished book. Outside, the branches swayed so lightly that even the shadows seemed reluctant to move. A kettle whistled somewhere behind the counter. No one looked up, it was simply part of another quiet day. The page beneath my hand hadn't changed for several minutes, not because the story had become difficult, but because the view beyond the window kept asking to be read first. A cyclist disappeared around the bend. Two sparrows traded places on the wooden fence. The afternoon continued without trying. Nothing stood still, everything moved slowly enough to be noticed. Some days don't arrive with fireworks or grand beginnings. They quietly unfold, one cup of coffee, one passing cloud, one turning page at a time. By the time the sunlight reaches the floor, you suddenly realize you've been smiling for a while. Someone closed a notebook near the back of the room. A chair slid gently across the timber floor. The music never asked to be heard. It simply stayed between the silence and the sound of another page turning. I finished my coffee, but not the afternoon. The world rarely changes all at once. It changes in small reflections, in familiar rooms, in ordinary hours we almost hurry past. When this day becomes another memory, I probably won't remember what chapter I was reading. I'll remember the warm cup, the open window, the breeze that turned the pages, and how an ordinary afternoon became the most peaceful part of the week. The book was closed. The story wasn't. My jacket still smelled like cedar wood after hanging by the door all through the winter. I reached into the pocket looking for my keys and found a tiny movie ticket folded into half. The print had almost disappeared, only the date remained quietly, reminding me that some days never really leave. Dust floated through the afternoon light as though the room had been waiting for someone to slow down enough to notice. The kettle clicked, a wooden floor sighed beneath another careful step outside. Someone laughed before disappearing round the corner. It's strange how a forgotten thing can quietly open an entire season. I don't remember what the movie was called. I remember walking home afterward. The streets were still warm, the cafe windows glowed against the evening. We talked about absolutely nothing, and somehow it became one of the days I never lost. The ticket went back into the same pocket, not because I wanted to keep paper, but because I wasn't ready to fold that memory away. Some afternoons ask nothing from us, they simply leave a little more light than they found. Years pass without asking permission. Still, the smallest things know exactly how to find us again. Not with noise, not with regret, only with quiet recognition. One forgotten ticket, one familiar street, never tried to become important. Perhaps that's why it stayed long after the lights were gone, long after the season had changed. It still feels close enough to walk back into. The keys were exactly where I expected. The memory wasn't. Before anyone knew, the day had begun. A chair scraped the floor. Someone laughed once. I looked up, you looked back. Neither of us said a thing. A bus rolled by without slowing down. The bakery sign was flickering on. You fixed your sleeve, I tied my shoe. The morning kept finding little ways to make us smile. Lift, I think, these are the days we'll miss someday. Without knowing, they're the ones we're living now. The song we heard was almost gone by the time we reached the corner. Still somehow it stayed with us long after the sound was gone. See you tomorrow, same place. On a quiet Monday morning, you brought a little plant wrapped inside a paper bag and placed it by the window. No one said it had to grow. We simply gave it water and watched the sunlight come. Every week a tiny leaf reached a little higher than the one before. Without a sound, without a hurry, it slowly found the morning light. Maybe good things never rush. They only need a little time. The little plant by the window grew with every morning sun. Coffee in our favorite cups, another quiet day begun. Leaf by leaf and day by day, the seasons gently pass. Some of the sweetest things in life grow slowly and always last. The spring became a summer, the summer turned to fall. Still the little leaves reached toward the sky. Some mornings we would notice another tiny change. Other days we'd simply smile and let it be. The breeze would move the curtain softly, the room would fill with golden light. Everything felt just a little brighter without us knowing why. Maybe happy happiness is something living, something growing, little by little, not all at once, not overnight, just one quiet morning at a time. The little plant by the window still reaches for the sky, just like every hopeful heart, learning how to try morning after morning. Sunlight on the leaves, sometimes all we really need is time enough to breathe. The little plant by the window still reminds me every day, the best things in this life don't bloom, they quietly find their way. The kettle sings, the curtains sway, another morning begins this way. Every morning on Willow Street, the sunlight found a cafe first. It painted little squares of gold across the old wooden floor. The coffee slowly filled the room with a warmth that felt like home. Outside, the bicycles rolled by without a place to hurry to. A sparrow landed on the windowsill, as if it came to say hello. You looked up from your favorite book and smiled before you knew. Nothing special, nothing new, just another gentle morning waiting to be lived. Morning light on Willow Street, slowly waking everything. Coffee warming both our hands, while the world begins to sing. Every little quiet moment feels a little more complete. Maybe happiness is simply morning light on Willow Street. The baker waved across the road, carrying fresh bread through the air. Someone opened up a flower shop, placing daisies by the door. The traffic sounded far away, like waves beyond the trees. Time moved with an easy rhythm, keeping perfect company. We stayed a little longer than we really had to stay, because some mornings are too beautiful to walk away. Maybe life isn't asking for a faster pace. Maybe joy is waiting quietly in familiar places. Every sunrise writes another page in stories we almost miss. Morning light on Willow Street still comes back to me, in the smell of fresh coffee or the shade beneath the trees. Every little smile, every little breeze, every ordinary moment becomes a memory. Morning light on Willow Street, take your time today. Some of the sweetest songs are the ones that never rush away. The cafe door, the morning breeze, another quiet day beginning. morning, just past 7. The windows open down the street. Curtains danced in gentle circles with the early summer breeze. Someone watered little flowers, someone hummed a quiet tune, someone placed a cup of coffee where the golden sunlight moved. I never knew their names or where their stories led, but somehow every morning felt familiar instead. Little moments shared from far away, quiet routines that softly shape the day. When the windows open, morning finds its way. Light falls on the wooden floor and gently starts the day. Coffee, flowers, singing birds, everything in place. Home is made of little things we see every day. The newspaper by the doorway, a bicycle against the wall. The baker waved to passing strangers like he knew them all. A little dog stretched in the sunshine before following its friend. Even time seemed unhurried, like it never had to run. The clouds drifted slowly above the sleepy town. The whole world seemed to whisper, take your time right now. Maybe peace isn't somewhere waiting far away. Maybe it lives in ordinary mornings we almost overlook. One quiet street, one open window, one more beautiful day. Comes floating in on the smell of fresh bread and the morning wind. Every smile, every wave, every golden ray built a life more beautiful than words could ever say. When the windows open, I remember this: the best days never hurry, they simply begin. The breeze comes in, the kettle sings, another gentle morning starts again. There's an old bench by platform 2, painted green a long time ago. Every morning someone finds it before the first train rolls. A teacher with a travel mug, a student with sleepy eyes, a man who always feeds the birds before the sunrise. No one stays for very long, the trains are always on their way, but every day the old bench welcomes them the same. Morning comes, morning goes, still the quiet station knows them all. The old bench at platform 2 has heard 1,000 stories without a single word. Coffee cups and falling leaves, good mornings on the morning breeze. Some places never ask us to stay forever, only long enough to remember. One autumn morning, a little girl left behind a paper crane. The station master found it and placed it on the bench, waiting for tomorrow to bring her back again. She can run it after school, smiling through the afternoon, holding that little paper bird like she'd found the moon. The old bench stayed exactly where it was, watching another memory some quiet places always feel alive. The old bench at platform 2 still waits beneath the morning blue. The seasons change, the people do, but kindness always passes through. If you ever miss the world, slow down for just a while. You might find a little peace waiting on an old green bench. The whistle fades, the birds begin. Another day arrives again. Before the city wakes, the streets still wear the night. Coffee cups are waiting for the first warm morning light. The traffic hasn't started, the shop signs softly glow. Every quiet corner has a gentle pace of its own. A newspaper meets the doorway, a bicycle rolls by. The clouds drift without asking where the morning wants to fly. Nothing has to hurry, nothing has to change. The world is taking one slow breath again. Before the city wakes, everything feels new. Every empty sidewalk carries drops of morning dew. The sky is turning golden, one gentle shade at a time. Maybe this is happiness, arriving with the light. The baker opens early, the smell of bread appears. A little cafe turns its sign, and music fills the air. Someone waves across the street, someone smiles hello. No one owns the morning, but everyone belongs. The sparrows find the rooftops, the trees begin to sway, and the quiet river seems to greet the day. Some songs don't need a destination, they simply walk beside you, like sunshine on familiar roads, or footsteps heading home. Before the city wakes, hope is everywhere, floating through the windows, drifting in the air. Coffee, bread, and sunlight, simple things we know. Maybe all we really need is one more morning, slow enough to notice. Before the city wakes, I hope I'm already smiling. One quiet street, one cup of coffee, one brand new day, beginning softly. On a quiet Monday morning, you brought a little plant, wrapped inside a paper bag, and placed it by the window. No one said it had to grow, we simply gave it water and watched the sunlight come. Every week a tiny leaf reached a little higher than the one before. Without a sound, without a hurry, it slowly found the morning light. Maybe good things never rush, they'd begun, leaf by leaf and day by day. The seasons gently pass, some of the sweetest things in life grow slowly and always last. The spring became a summer, the summer turned to fall. Still the little leaves reached toward the sky. Some mornings we would notice another tiny change. Other days we'd simply smile and let it be. The breeze would move the curtain softly, the room would fill with golden light. Everything felt just a little brighter without us knowing why. Maybe happiness is something living, something growing, little by little, not all at once, not overnight, just one quiet morning at a time. The little plant by the window still reaches for the sky, just like every hopeful heart, learning how to try. Morning after morning, sunlight on the leaves. Sometimes all we really need is time enough to breathe. The little plant by the window still reminds me every day, the best things in this life don't bloom, they quietly find their way. The kettle sings, the curtains sway, another morning begins this way. Every morning on Willow Street, the sunlight found a cafe first. It painted little squares of gold across the old wooden floor. The coffee slowly filled the room with a warmth that felt like home. Outside, the bicycles rolled by without a place to hurry to. A sparrow landed on the windowsill, as if it came to say hello. You looked up from your favorite book and smiled before you knew. Nothing special, nothing new, just another gentle morning waiting to be lived. Morning light on Willow Street, slowly waking everything. Coffee warming both our hands, while the world begins to sing. Every little quiet moment feels a little more complete. Maybe happiness is simply morning light on Willow Street. The baker waved across the road, carrying fresh bread through the air. Someone opened up a flower shop, placing daisies by the door. The traffic sounded far away, like waves beyond the trees. Time moved with an easy rhythm, keeping perfect company. We stayed a little longer than we really had to stay, because some mornings are too beautiful to walk away. Maybe life isn't asking for a faster pace. Maybe joy is waiting quietly in familiar places. Every sunrise writes another page in stories we almost miss. Morning light on Willow Street still comes back to me, in the smell of fresh coffee or the shade beneath the trees. Every little smile, every little breeze, every ordinary moment becomes a memory. Morning light on Willow Street, take your time today. Some of the sweetest songs are the ones that never rush away. The cafe door, the morning breeze, another quiet day, beginning slowly. Every morning just past 7, the windows open down the street. Curtains danced in gentle circles with the early summer breeze. Someone watered little flowers, someone hummed a quiet tune, someone placed a cup of coffee where the golden sunlight moved. I never knew their names or where their stories led, but somehow every morning felt familiar instead. Little moments shared from far away, quiet routines that softly shape the day. When the windows open, morning finds its way. Light falls on the wooden floor and gently starts the day. Coffee, flowers, singing birds, everything in place. Home is made of little things we see every day. The newspaper by the doorway, a bicycle against the wall. The baker waved to passing strangers like he knew them all. A little dog stretched in the sunshine before following its friend. Even time seemed unhurried, like it never had to run. The clouds drifted slowly above the sleepy town. The whole world seemed to whisper, take your time right now. Maybe peace isn't somewhere waiting far away. Maybe it lives in ordinary mornings we almost overlook. One quiet street, one open window, one more beautiful day. Hope comes floating in on the smell of fresh bread and the morning wind. Every smile, every wave, every golden ray built a life more beautiful than words could ever say. When the windows open, I remember this: the best days never hurry, they simply begin. The breeze comes in, the kettle sings, another gentle morning starts again. There's an old street light at the corner near the park. It wakes before the sunrise and rests after the dark. It watches every morning as the town begins to breathe. Coffee cups and bicycles rolling down the street. A little girl skips past it with a ribbon in her hair. An old man tips his hat to everyone who's there. Every day looks different, still somehow feels the same. Under the streetlight, morning starts to bloom. Golden rays replace the silver moon. One more sunrise, one more chance to fall in love with ordinary days. The flower shop unlocks its door, buckets filled with white daisies. A sleepy cat stretches slowly beneath the maple trees. The baker wipes the window as the first warm bread arrives. The smell of butter drifts into the waking sky. Someone hums a melody too quiet to be known, but somehow it follows everyone back home. Maybe every morning begins the very same, yet every little smile makes it new again. Time isn't rushing, it's simply walking beside us. Under the streetlight, the day unfolds, one gentle story never loudly told. Coffee in our hands, sunlight on our face. Maybe this is all we ever have to chase. Under the streetlight, the world feels bright, not because it changed, but because we finally noticed. The light goes out, the sun shines through. Another beautiful day waiting for you. Waiting for you. The sky was only waking when I turned the corner slow. Snow had covered every rooftop in a quiet silver glow. The little cafe waited with its lights already on. Warm reflections filled the windows, calling sleepy dreamers home. I brushed the snow from off the bench and opened up the door. The smell of fresh coffee met me like an old friend once more. Outside, the world was white. Inside, the morning softly bloomed. Before the first customer, before the morning rush, the room was full of quiet, the kind you learn to trust. Coffee in the air, snow outside the glass. Summer life's best moments never seem to pass. The kettle sang so gently, the cups were standing by. Steam was drawing little clouds against the winter light. A robin found the windowsill and stayed a little while, as if it came to welcome another peaceful sunrise. The street was still and silent, no footsteps on the snow, only little flakes falling soft and slow. Some mornings don't ask us to do anything, only to notice the warmth inside, the cold outside, and how beautiful both can be. Before the first customer, the whole world felt brand new. Every quiet heartbeat, every drop of morning dew. Snowflakes drifted slowly like pages through the air. Some days begin with silence, and somehow everything is there. Before the first customer, I learned once again, the happiest hours are often the ones that quietly begin. The bell above the door rang once, and morning stepped inside. The rain had left an hour ago. The streets were clean and bright. Tiny puddles held the clouds like pieces of the sky. I wandered through the little park with coffee in my hand, then saw a paper boat resting near an empty bench. No name upon the folded page, no footprints close behind, just a little boat waiting with the morning light. Who set you free? Where did you go? Some stories don't need to be known. A paper boat after the rain, floating softly down the lane, carrying dreams no one could see, yet somehow it sailed with me. Maybe hope looks just like this, small enough to almost miss. A gentle breeze began to blow. The little boat moved on, turning slowly with the water like it knew where it belonged. Children laughed across the bridge, a robin crossed the sky. The whole world seemed to breathe again as clouds drifted by. I watched until it disappeared beyond the willow tree. Some goodbyes don't make you sad, they simply set you free. We spend so much time looking ahead, sometimes the smallest wonder is already at our feet. A quiet morning, a paper boat, a memory we'll never meet again. A paper boat after the rain still floats across my mind today. Whenever puddles catch the light, I stop a little just to smile. Some journeys never need a map to find, they only need a little rain and a little time. A puddle striped the sky turned blue, but that little paper boat sailed on long after it was gone. Every Saturday morning at 8:10, the station wore the same old smile as another weekend came. The coffee cart was opening, steam curled through the air. The newspaper man was humming like he'd always been there. The platform slowly filled with quiet, sleepy faces, but somehow every week the morning felt brand new. The train was never early, never running late. It always found us right on time. Saturday 8:10, the world moved nice and slow. Coffee in our hands, watching people come and go. Golden light across the tracks. Simple moments never ask for anything more than this. The florist crossed the station with daisies wrapped in white. A little boy counted pigeons until they took to flight. Someone played a tiny melody on an old guitar nearby. It drifted through the platform like clouds across the sky. The train arrived so softly, almost like a sigh. Still we stayed another minute before stepping inside. Maybe home isn't always a place we know. Maybe it's a familiar morning, a favorite song, and someone smiling without a reason. Saturday 8:10 still lives inside my mind. Every whistle, every footstep left a little light behind. Some mornings stay forever without trying to. They simply become a part of you. Saturday 8:10, I'll be there again. Not because I have to, because I want to. The doors closed, the train rolled on. The morning stayed behind. I wasn't looking for a destination, just following the riverside. The breeze was carrying conversations, and bicycles rolled quietly by. A little sign beneath the maple trees read weekend records here. Wooden crates and faded album covers, waiting for another pair of ears. Someone smiled behind the table and gently brushed the dust away. Every record seemed to carry a little piece of yesterday. The river kept on moving, the music did the same. Some things keep flowing without ever changing. Down at the Riverside Record Market, Saturday moves slow. Coffee in a paper cup and nowhere else to go. Every melody, every worn out sleeve held a little story waiting to be seen. Maybe all we need is one quiet afternoon and an old familiar song. A saxophone played softly from a speaker near the bridge. Not loud enough to fill the sky, just enough to fit the wind. You found an album you've been searching for since you were 17. You smiled the way only old memories can make somebody smile. We sat beside the water without saying very much. Sometimes silence knows exactly what words are made of. Time doesn't always move with clocks. Sometimes it turns at 33 revolutions. One song, one afternoon, one quiet place you never meant to find. Down at the Riverside Record Market, the sunlight turned to gold. The river kept reflecting everything it couldn't hold. Some afternoons don't ask to be remembered, they simply stay like music you never stop humming. Down at the Riverside Record Market, I'll find my way again. Not for another record, just for that feeling. The river rolled on, the music faded slow, and somehow so did the day. Every Friday morning, before the town gets loud, I take my old camera and walk without a plan. The streets are still half dreaming, the cafe lights are warm. A bicycle leans against the wall like it did the week before. The flower shop is opening, the owner sweeps the floor. I lift the lens, not chasing perfect pictures, only quiet moments, some memories. Never call your name, they simply wait until you pass again. Friday morning camera, one more frame to keep. Sunlight on the pavement, coffee turning to steam. Nothing has to happen, nothing has to shine. Sometimes all I want is one ordinary moment, frozen in its time. A little girl waves to the baker, a train hums far away. The wind turns one forgotten page outside the little library. An old blue chair sits in the sunlight, waiting for no one at all. I press the shutter gently before the feeling disappears. Every photograph reminds me the world is always changing, even when it feels exactly the same. We spend our lives looking for memories, not knowing we're standing inside one. Every quiet street, every gentle smile will someday become yesterday. Friday morning camera still hanging by my side, not to catch perfection, only passing light. Every little shadow, every open door makes me fall in love with simple mornings once again. Friday morning camera, let's take the longer way. The best photographs are usually found when no one's looking for them. One last picture, one slow smile. The morning keeps the rest. I missed my usual bus this morning, so I decided not to wait for the next one. The weather was too nice to hurry, and the streets were quieter than I remembered. A bakery had just opened, and someone was carrying a paper bag that filled the whole corner with the smell of warm bread. I bought a coffee, not because I needed one, but because it felt like the right kind of morning. The river walked beside me without asking where I was going. Leaves drifted across the path, and a bicycle bell echoed somewhere behind the trees. An old bookstore was unlocking its door. The owner placed a little wooden sign outside, looked up at the sky and smiled to himself. For a moment, it felt like the whole town was waking up together. Nothing extraordinary happened, no surprises, just the kind of morning you wish would last a little longer. Maybe the long way home was never really longer. Maybe it was the road, I was always too busy to notice the sunlight reached the sidewalks before it reached the rooftops. The coffee grew a little cooler, the day grew a little kinder, and somehow I didn't mind arriving late. When I finally reached my street, the flowers outside the cafe were moving gently in the breeze. Someone laughed from an open window, a dog stretched in the sunshine, a train passed in the distance, soft enough to sound like part of the morning. I stood there for another minute, doing absolutely nothing. It felt important. There are days that ask us to run, and then there are mornings that quietly remind us the world has never been in that much of a hurry. Perhaps we only forget that from time to time. If tomorrow comes just like today, I think I'll choose the longer way again. Not because it's shorter, not because it's easier, only because some of the best parts of life are waiting on roads we almost didn't take. The coffee was gone, the morning wasn't, and somehow that was enough. I got off at the last stop today, not because I had somewhere to be, but because I'd never stayed long enough to see what was waiting after everyone else had gone. The bus pulled away quietly, leaving only the sound of leaves moving across the pavement. There was a small convenience store, a blue vending machine, and an old bench that I probably watched thousands of afternoons come and go. A man watered the flowers outside his little shop. Someone was fixing an old bicycle, with the radio playing softly through an open window. The air smelled like fresh coffee from a cafe I had never noticed before. I wondered how many beautiful places I'd passed, simply because I was always looking ahead. The world didn't become quieter, I just slowed down enough to hear it. Maybe every road has a story waiting near the end, not hidden, just patiently waiting for someone who isn't in a hurry. This morning didn't ask me to remember it, but somehow I know I will. The next bus arrived almost empty. The driver smiled like he had seen me there before. I stayed where I was for one more little while, watching the shadows grow a little longer across the sidewalk. For once, it felt perfectly fine to have nowhere I needed to be. We spend so much of life trying to arrive. Maybe the places that change us most are the ones where we almost didn't get off. If I ever take this route again, I think I'll stay until the last stop. Not because there's something special there, but because ordinary places have a quiet disappeared around the corner. The morning stayed exactly where it was. And for the first time that week, so did I. So did I. There's a little table by the lake where the morning always arrives first. Before the first cup is poured, before the doors are fully open, the water is already awake, borrowing the colors from the quiet sky. I like sitting there long before I need to, listening to the sound of chairs being moved and birds deciding where the day should begin. The waitress smiles without asking my order. She already knows. A warm cup, a flaky croissant, and the window left open just enough to let the breeze wander inside. Some mornings don't need conversation. The silence already says enough. The lake keeps every reflection for only a moment. Maybe that's why I keep looking. If this morning could stay a little longer, I don't think I'd ask for anything else. The coffee will grow cold, the sunlight will move across the table. The day will slowly become ordinary again, but for now, everything feels exactly where it belongs. A fisherman waves from the far side of the shore. Someone opens a book, then forgets to read, while watching the ripples carry little pieces of light. The breeze turns one page, then another. No one seems to mind. Even time has found a quieter place to sit. Perhaps peace isn't something we have to search for. Perhaps it has been waiting at the same little table every morning, hoping we would finally slow down enough to notice. Tomorrow, this table will still be here. The lake will still borrow the sky. The coffee will still send little clouds into the morning air. And maybe I'll remember that happiness never asked to be extraordinary, only noticed. The cup was empty, the morning wasn't, so I stayed just a little longer. Steam drifted from my coffee and disappeared into the cool afternoon. Outside the window, the river carried small reflections that broke apart each time the wind arrived. A bicycle leaned against the railing, its front wheel turning just enough to remember the breeze. I opened the same book for the third time, but somehow kept reading the water instead. Across the bridge, someone closed a flower stand buckets that had been full of color were almost empty now. A little girl counted the ducks one last time before following her father home. The whole afternoon felt as though it had quietly decided to slow itself down. Nothing asked to be remembered, it simply became worth remembering. I stayed until the lights came on, until the windows began glowing one by one. The river turned darker, the sky grew softer, and the day let go of itself without making a sound. The cafe grew quieter, only the soft turning of another page. The clink of a spoon and distant footsteps were left between the music. I looked outside again. The same street, the same bridge, yet somehow everything felt different than it had an hour before. Maybe peace arrives so quietly that we only notice it when the daylight begins to leave. Tomorrow someone else will choose this table, someone else will watch the river. The lights will come on again, the evening will unfold just as gently, and maybe without knowing why, they'll stay a little longer too. The coffee had gone cold, the music hadn't, neither had the moment. The curtains lifted before I had the chance to open my eyes. A cool breeze wandered in, bringing the faint sound of a train somewhere beyond the hills. The coffee hadn't finished brewing, yet the whole room already smelled like a new beginning. Without thinking, I opened the window wider and let the morning decide the rest. Branches moved gently above the narrow street. A delivery truck rolled past the bakery, leaving behind the warm scent of fresh bread. Across the way, someone arranged little white flowers outside a tiny shop carefully, as though the day deserved a beautiful welcome. Nothing asked for attention, everything quietly belonged. Days like these never knock, they simply arrive through an open window, carried by cool air, soft light, and familiar sounds that somehow feel brand new. Before we notice, they become the mornings we remember most. A page turned without my hand touching it. The breeze seemed determined to finish the chapter before I did. I smiled, closed the book, and watched the sunlight slowly travel across the wooden floor. Some stories don't live inside pages, some are already happening right outside the glass. We spend so much time waiting unforgettable days, yet the quiet ones keep leaving the deepest footprints. If tomorrow opens this gently, I'll leave the window just the way it is. Let the breeze choose the first song, let the sunlight find its own place, and let another ordinary morning become something I'll carry long after it's gone. The train faded, the coffee was ready, the day had already begun. Sunlight settled across the corner table, touching the edge of an unfinished book. Outside, the branches swayed so lightly that even the shadows seemed reluctant to move. A kettle whistled somewhere behind the counter. No one looked up. It was simply part of another quiet day. The page beneath my hand hadn't changed for several minutes, not because the story had become difficult, but because the view beyond the window kept asking to be read first. A cyclist disappeared around the bend. Two sparrows traded places on the wooden fence. The afternoon continued without trying. Nothing stood still. Everything moved slowly enough to be noticed. Some days don't arrive with fireworks or grand beginnings. They quietly unfold, one cup of coffee, one passing cloud, one turning page at a time. By the time the sunlight reaches the floor, you suddenly realize you've been smiling for a while. Someone closed a notebook near the back of the room. A chair slid gently across the timber floor. The music never asked to be heard. It simply stayed between the silence and the sound of another page turning. I finished my coffee, but not the afternoon. The world rarely changes all at once. It changes in small reflections, in familiar rooms, in ordinary hours we almost hurry past. When this day becomes another memory, I probably won't remember what chapter I was reading. I'll remember the warm cup, the open window, the breeze that turned the pages, and how an ordinary afternoon became the most peaceful part of the week. The book was closed. The story wasn't. jacket still smelled like cedar wood after hanging by the door all through the winter. I reached into the pocket looking for my keys and found a tiny movie ticket folded into half. The print had almost disappeared, only the date remained quietly, reminding me that some days never really leave. Dust floated through the afternoon light as though the room had been waiting for someone to slow down enough to notice. The kettle clicked, a wooden floor sighed beneath another careful step outside. Someone laughed before disappearing round the corner. It's strange how a forgotten thing can quietly open an entire season. I don't remember what the movie was called. I remember walking home afterward. The streets were still warm, the cafe windows glowed against the evening. We talked about absolutely nothing, and somehow it became one of the days I never lost. The ticket went back into the same pocket, not because I wanted to keep paper, but because I wasn't ready to fold that memory away. Some afternoons ask nothing from us, they simply leave a little more light than they found. Years pass without asking permission. Still, the smallest things know exactly how to find us again. Not with noise, not with regret, only with quiet recognition. One forgotten ticket, one familiar street, one evening that never tried to become important. Perhaps that's why it stayed long after the lights were gone, long after the season had changed. It still feels close enough to walk back into. The keys were exactly where I expected. The memory wasn't